I am coming to you today from on location on the planet Hoth. It is a white frozen tundra of cold and insane ice outside, and I hope that you are inside staying warm. My name is Chris. Thanks for tuning in to 3 Things on Thursdays. This is a video where I'm going to talk about 3 things that I have been reading, watching, and listening to. It's pretty simple how this works. Let's get right to it. The thing that I watched this past week was the Bengals beat the freaking Chiefs and earn their spot in the Super Bowl in a couple weeks, and it's insane. As somebody that grew up in Cincinnati that only ever watched them lose and not get to the playoffs, or get to the playoffs and then lose in the first game, it was crazy to see them win a game in the playoffs. And not just that, they didn't just stop there. They won the AFC division, they were the AFC champs, and now they're in the freaking Super Bowl against the Rams, and they might just win it all, people. They might just do it. Joe Burrow might lead us to our first Super Bowl as a city, and I'm hyped because I love this city and we need something great like this. It just would be great to finally have that and not just, oh, I've never won one. Still, it's a change in the tides and I'm here for it. So go Bengals in the Super Bowl. I'll be rooting for you loudly in my basement on my giant wall projector. Suckers! Now the thing that I've been listening to is sometimes I'll have a song that just gets stuck in my head and I have to listen to it on Spotify, and then I don't stop there and I say, hey Spotify, give me a radio station based on that song. That's what I did this past week, and I added 3 songs from that playlist onto my playlist. I just lifted them right out of it. Thanks Spotify for giving me these songs. It started with Serotonin by the Girl in Red, and then I also found renforshort, and her song Wannabe is on the playlist, and Cloudy June, and their song Pretty Pills for Broken Hearts is on my playlist. Now, if you're like, yeah, but Chris, where's your playlist? I'm so happy you asked me that. If you go to my website, beacons.ai/I'mChristal, it'll be linked in the comments below or in my bio. You can preview the playlist there, or you can click through directly into Spotify and listen to it that way. You're welcome. I'm trying to make this as accessible for you as possible to share stuff that I'm talking about. Otherwise, I'm just standing in front of a camera yapping, and why do you care? The next thing I'm going to talk about and yap about is what I read this week. This book is called Stone Star. It's originally a Comixology original, which is all like digital comics, if you didn't know. But then Dark Horse said, hey, we really like that story. We're going to pick it up and print it and put it into a trade, and they did, and I bought it because Max Dunbar makes incredible art. He just does. His world building and his aliens and his characters are so crisp and clean, and the artwork is just it. Listen, I'm gonna gush. Max Dunbar makes really good artwork. I found him on Twitter, and then when he was promoting this book, I was like, oh sweet, log it in the back of my brain. And then they finally decided to print it, and then I finally found it. I actually had to order it from my local comic book shop. Thanks, Queen City. But it was great that I finally got it in my hands. And so now I have it in my hands, and then I read it in one sitting because it's awesome. It's sci-fi. It is about a thief that grows up on like a traveling world star coliseum and trying to get by stealing what he can. And then he somehow stumbles into, oh gosh, I might be a hero. And that's what it's about. That's the basis. That's the premises. He's got abilities that develop as the book continues, which are unexpected. And the world building and like all of the aliens and the different races that are represented and the creatures that they have created in this book are so freaking interesting. And they all are like crazy believable. But there's tension. There's like fighting robots. Come on. There's a giant monster in the Coliseum that a bunch of the athletes have to take on. Look at it. It's just so much fun. This is such an entertaining book. I can't recommend it enough. So if you have Comixology, or if you don't and you're like, I want to check out digital comics and not have to buy stuff and then buy long boxes and find space in my house for all these comic books that I have in physical form, do Comixology because it's all virtual and you can just have your digital collection on whatever device that you're using because it's on everything. So you're welcome again. Those are 3 things that I have been reading, watching, and listening to this past week. It's going to be a good week upcoming. The Olympics started. I already watched U.S. women's hockey beat Finland 5-2. Way to go. Canada looked real good in their 12-1 romp. So it's either way. When they meet on Monday, they meet on Monday night. So if you have Peacock, or I think it's on USA or NBC Sports, every time they meet, it's incredible hockey, and you just have to stop what you're doing and watch it, because it's yes, just yes. Okay, I have nothing else to add for that. So until next week, when I talk to you again, and I just probably gush about that game, or whatever else is happening in the Olympics, or whatever else I happen to work into watching around the Olympics, which probably isn't going to be much, I'll talk to you about whatever then. So thanks for watching. Sorry I'm so all over the place. But until then, freaking go Bengals. Who they, baby? Who they think will beat them Bengals?